Forward line towards Heatley, who's over the back. Heatley will race in. He'll hook it around. He centres the ball. Hall, a good mark, good play, Heatley. And the original kick for the Saints came down from Ben Walton.
Yeah, magnificent kick there by Heatley. But in terms of being critical, you have to come back to the forward part of the ground for Hawthorn. Daniel Chick went for the ball with one hand. Nathan Burke ran straight through the line of the contest to the other, hence the turnover. Instead of Hawthorn having a shot on goal, goes to the other end. St Kilda in the hands of Barry Hall, and will kick a goal for the Saints.
So Hall for his second, and no doubt about it, through the middle. So the Saints have got all the answers. 45 plays 7. And there he is, Big Hall, and he's showing surprising agility and speed and playing on a quick player in Crowd. And he might be stung, Barry Hall, by his coach's comments that he had a big head last week.
Yeah, terrific stuff there by Tony Francis. Great courage. Here's the build-up by the St Kilda team. Good kick there by Brown to the advantage of Stewie Lowe. He found front position. The ball went forward for the Saints.
Barry Hall getting his second after this play. And the Saints now just 1 goal shy of their best ever first quarter score against Hawthorn. You would reckon they should be able to get it. Carr, oh, too high. Must be a free kick. Against Lord, who was mixed it earlier, kicked 6 goals last year against the Saints. Matthew Carr, short of left centre wing. Awkward looking kick off the boot. Big pack of players. Thompson was there. Now there's a whistle.
Yeah, I think it's Thompson's mark, Pete. He had a fair purchase of the ball. The ball just come through the hands, and Tony Woods tried to take it and steal it. But there's Thompson. He was first up at the ball.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a mark myself, but that's what the umpire paid it for.
I won't argue with that one. Brown, he's been very good so far. Brown, that pass left a lot to be desired. Half it. Now, is that 50 metres? Not according to the umpire. Heatley gets a warning. Saints with numbers on centre wing. 3-1. Leckers is there. But it's going to be a throw-in right next to the interchange gates as McLaren trots back to his position.
Yeah, sorry, Pete, you spoke about Brown. He's had 11 possessions at this early stage of the first quarter. Terrific stuff from a midfielder.
It's been fantastic. Stewie Lowe loses that one out. Taylor. Bouncing ball. Close to half forward for Hawthorn. That's as far as it's going. McLaren again.
Well, they're definitely, Pete, kicking the ball a lot further to left of screen. The ball's holding up to the right, so you'd think it'd be a 3-goal breeze, wouldn't you?
Well, looking at the flags...
in the seconds, they kicked a lot further to the left as well.
OK, all right. Carr missed it. Harford. Harvey. Crawford's got him. Gets rid of it quickly. Burke. Across the ground. Graham getting underneath it. Gets a kind bounce. Taken pretty solidly. Gets it away eventually. Crowd gets on his bike. That'll lift his confidence. Crowd to half forward. But standing his ground well is Wakeland, and he takes a solid mark at half back. And
he gives it off to Joe McLaren. McLaren, a low trajectory kick. It's a beautiful kick. That's good disposal to Peter Everett, still getting the hoots of the Hawthorn supporters. He kicks long. Woods, I should have marked that. If you're on your own, you should mark. That's very defensive.
But lack of talking, perhaps?
Maybe.
And a confidence.
Maybe confidence.
I think that's a confidence thing in that part of the ground.
Well, you go for a mark when it's like that in your hands.
Peter, that's just the pressure they're under that St Kilda's put them under by the scoreboard pressure of 7-3.
Yes, probably true, Paul. As we see, Lowe and Salmon. Thompson was there also. Carr, Francis, and Woods takes him to ground. 2 former Collingwood players. And there's Tim Watson. He'd be pretty happy with what he's seeing at the moment, Mick.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They've jumped into this game exceptionally well. They've won first access to the ball around the clearances. These stop play situations when the umpire has the ball. They are certainly working harder than what the opposition is. And they're double teaming Salmon. In these ruck contests, I've seen this 3 or 4 times. Lowe and Everett both going against Salmon. So it's going to be pretty tough day for Paul Salmon with 2 of them. Now, it's just 1-on-1 this time, and they've sort of nullified it. Here he goes again, Harvey. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful play, Robert Harvey. He goes for goal. Oh, brilliant goal to the Brownlow medalist. That's his second. Well, that is
Rolls Royce. I called him the Rolls Royce earlier in the quarter, Mick. And is he the best player in the competition to watch or what?
Yeah, he's certainly, as a midfielder, I'd say he's clearly the best midfielder in the competition. As a player, you'd probably have to rate Carey and some emerging stars in Richardson and also Lloyd well and truly up there. But in terms of being a quality midfielder, Robert Harvey has certainly got that mantle to himself.
2 goals to Robert Harvey and 8-3, equaling St Kilda's best first quarter score against Hawthorn. You would reckon they would break it fairly convincingly. Lekis up to half or courage showed there by Young. Hudson, ball rebounding pretty quickly. Chick giving chase. McLaren's been good. Aussie Jones chips it in short. Little 9-9 up to Tony Brown. Disposal number 12 coming up for him. Goes inboard, finds Jones. And Kilda doing nothing wrong at the moment. Still 4 minutes to go to get that record.
I reckon Hawthorn ought to get Crawford into the middle, off Harvey and into the middle.
Got to get him into the play
at the bounce.
Tony Brown again. Well, he's done nothing wrong. Brown at left centre wing. Everett has the set. There is a whistle off the ball. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick.
Salmon.
David Howlett, one of the senior members of the AFL umpiring panel. He's been umpiring, this is his 17th year. This is Brendan Crummell, named at full forward. Crummell kicks from centre half back. Oh,
he's kicked straight to Heatley. That's a poor kick. It was always going to be dangerous. Heatley looking for a short option. He's a good thinking footballer, Jason Heatley. And typical full forwards kick. They know how to pass, not only kick for goal, as we see him give it to big Spider Everett, who kicks long. Oh, it's a mark to Thompson. He used his body beautifully and will kick from 10 metres.
Yes, that's what happens when you've got height in front of goal. I think the Hawthorn players were really conscious of Stewie Lowe. You see Tony Woods not watch the fly to the footy, and that was the difference between Thompson marking the ball and Woods not.
Well, he's goal. So another single goal kick into the Saints. Robert Harvey's kicked 2 and Barry Hall's kicked 2, but they've got a number of kicked 1.
Yeah, this is just a absolute whitewash at the moment. St Kilda are just so mobile across the ground at Waverley here. They're controlling the ball, of course. They've got far much more opportunity when they've gained the ball in possession. Their targets up forward are marking the footy.
Well, 7th place, 57, I suppose. Really, the game's already over. Shouldn't be saying that this early, but 50 points, what a margin. The firepower of St Kilda, they've blown the Hawks right out of the water in the first stanza. Harvey, well, if he doesn't win his 3rd Brownlow medal in a row, I reckon I'm a bad judge. Aussie Jones. Oh, that's got to be in the back. Hall against Crow, just gives him a little one to nudge him along the way.
Yeah, you'd probably call that psychological pressure.
You can't help it, Barry Hall. He's just in his game.
But when he plays football, he's fantastic. Everett in front, punch away by Holland. Jones, Harford, Knowles. Knowles gets there eventually, tries to flip it up to Harvey. Joel Smith, haven't seen too much of him today against his old side. Another player against his old side, Matthew Young, kicked the first goal and got the Saints started on their merry way. 9-3 to 1-1 so far. A couple of minutes remaining in the first quarter, and what an absolute bath. So Salmon against Everett. Salmon does well. Now Vandenberg.
He's on Harvey now.
Oh, coat hanger is rock. He's copped a couple in the first quarter. Kicks past Young.
Yeah, Richard Vandenberg. I think he's gone on to Harvey. Now he's run off him here. He's still going. He's pretty quick. Loses the ball in the tackle. Still going. Mitchell is there. Crawford comes in to lend a hand. And it's at half forward for the Hawks. And there's Richard Vandenberg at the bottom of the pack.
Gee, St Kilda players are certainly having a go at Shane Crawford today. I think they're just trying to get into his head and trying to distract him from his role on playing in Harvey. But you're right, they have made a change. Harvey has got Vandenberg, his direct opponent, now trying to release Crawford to be an attacking midfielder.
Well, Shane Crawford, he's fumbling, 3 or 4 times, and he did it a couple of weeks